Hey everybody, George Moorhead, Bentley Properties, and it is your December market update. Yes, the Northwest Multiple Listing Service press release is officially out. You know what's interesting? It's by your industry leaders, and fortunately, I've had the privilege of being in this one again. The media, because this came out on Thursday, and what's interesting is that we've had a couple of conversations with like the Herald. And a few others that basically, they asked some really good questions this time. And, the end result is, the comment was, you know what, it really doesn't sound like the sky is falling. And the answer is, that's absolutely true. The sky is not falling. We are still in a low inventory. Yes, our inventory has been on the way up. So in January, we actually had at the end, basically January 1, we had a half a month of inventory because a year ago, the December market was insane. Okay, it was very rare. Even this year, December, we're seeing a ton of activity, more so than we ever saw during the summer. So this is actually going to be an interesting October, November, December, what we call the fourth quarter, because for the first time, our inventory has actually been coming back down again, unlike basically, March through, I would say, September. Our inventory continued to go up. So we're at about 2.3 months of inventory right now. So we still have very low inventory. Our market should have about 4 to 6 months of inventory to be what we consider a balanced market. Now, yes, sales year over year are down roughly about 15, 17%, depending on if you're in Pierce County, Snohomish County, or King County. But still, sales are doing incredibly well. We saw an average appreciation roughly about 5.5%. We're expecting that, next year in 2019. Again, 2019 is going to be a relatively balanced market like it was this year. Now, granted, we're not dropping down inventory levels like we did in December of last year, but it should continue to balance out, which means that buyers have more options to consider. There's a lot more safeguards that are put in place as far as maintaining an inspection contingency, financing contingency, earnest money is not being released. And on the other side, with sellers, it also benefits you as you are looking at either upsizing or downsizing, depending on what you're looking at doing, or even moving laterally, to a different style of home. Which on homes, let's keep that in mind. New construction. This is the time to buy new construction. We saw as high as $60,000 in concessions, whether it's a interest rate buy down, whether it's adding upgrades and things like that. Understand there's not going to be a ton of price reductions in plats because they're trying to maintain plat pricing. What they will, however, offer you are what's kind of what we call on the backside, all of these concessions, so if you wanted, quartz instead of granite, or, all appliances instead of just an oven, a dishwasher, and a microwave, things like that, dishwasher, they will add additional appliances, additional fencing, things like this to basically offset and give you more goodies while still maintaining, their plat pricing. All right. In addition to that, long overdue, but the feds and FHA HUD actually increased lending limits so that conventional financing now is at $726,525 mortgage balance. So if you're putting 20% down, add 20% on top of the 726,000 and change, and there you go. So that's awesome because that's more in line with what we're seeing, in the Seattle East Side, Puget Sound areas here. So with that, also expect that the feds are going to increase rates again. Now, we said at the beginning of the year, as you may remember, that the 4.5% was going to get to about 5% par pricing, 4 3/4, 4 7/8. We're at 5% as predicted. At the end of 2019, do expect interest rates to be at 5.5%. That is my prediction. I really do see us getting there. And yes, I think that the feds are going to raise rates again. I would say probably late January, February-ish. Expect another 0.25% bump in rate, which is going to take us to about 5 1/8, 5 1/4. All right. So with that, truly the best time for buyers to buy a home, even for sellers, really is between now and mid-February, before the spring market really kind of kicks in, which is going to give you I would consider the most negotiable aspect of home purchasing. And even for sellers, the benefit for you is that you're going to have anybody who really comes through your home at this time, is ready, willing, able buyer. So make sure that you look at those on the serious side. So if you guys have any questions, give me a call, 206-391-7766. I will chat with you guys later in January. In the meantime, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everybody. And for any other holiday you may be celebrating other than those, I wish you the very best on those. All the best to you and your family. Take care. Have a great day. Thanks.